Hi, welcome back to the Coppernosis channel. This is Coppernosis here at home, like probably a lot of us. But I mean, I don't know, I'm at home a lot, so I mean, I'm trying to adjust over to that life of getting out of corporate, getting into not corporate, so it's kind of perfect for me. Um, but I mean, I know it's hard for a lot of people. But anyway, I feel like I kind of wanted to call this video "No News is Good News," you know what I mean? Or "Don't Believe the Type," that kind of stuff. Because, I mean, I understand there's a thing that's going around and people are freaking out about it. It kind of reminded me, it not reminded me, it reminds me of all the other times, right? Like, let's say Y2K. I remember Y2K, right? But, so Y2K was right when it was going to turn 19, it was 1999 and it was going to turn the year 2000. Okay. And I had just had a child. So, whatever. And at work, there was a girl who was nuts. She was just buying all the toilet paper. She was going completely crazy. She probably still has stuff 20 years later from that time, guaranteed. So, anyway, um, I remember the lady at the store the other day was like, "Oh yeah, there was somebody on a video. It was like 2015. The person had just used the last roll of toilet paper from when his grandma bought it in 1999." So anyway, I know I'm just I have to be very lighthearted. I don't know if you haven't figured out who I am by now. I try to like stay lighthearted. Of course I get depressed and I'm empathic, so I feel other people's tensions and it upsets me and but that's not naturally who I am. It's just I don't know. The world has made everybody a certain way, so I still try to do people lift people's spirits. I still try to be happy. I'm a lot. I feel a lot younger than I actually am, and but there are a lot of things in the world to think about. Like I believe that the, you know, things that are going on are set up to create fear for us. It's created. It's all created. There's something, if you haven't heard of, called Project Mockingbird, and it was about the media. If you hear, it's from the 50s, and they created it to basically they know what will upset us, what affects us. They can do something 10 years ago and tell you what's going to affect you 10 years later. Because they've already studied humans. They've studied how we are, what affects us, you know what I mean? Things that'll cause fear for us, like the JFK shooting. People got scared, scared, scared. There's still people scared to death of that today. Today. So they know how to set up things so that they cause fear for a long time. Not just like, oh, your president got shot, oh, we're scared now. No, 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 no. It causes a deep internal fear. They know how to do it. It's a scientific, that's where you listen to the scientifics. Don't listen to the fact that they say they went to the moon. That's all crap. Listen to the other science that they're saying, you know what I mean? The science of humans that they like to, they're taking our souls, you know what I mean? If they can get us to do evil stuff, keep having sex with weird people, and you know what I mean? And just like show our bodies off. I know I'm wearing this freaking bra, so I shouldn't be talking about that, but it's kind of hot where I'm at. Maybe I should turn the heater off, but whatever. I'm comfortable. I like my necklace. A friend of mine made it for me. It has moonstone. She made it for me 20 years ago, basically, I just found it the other day. I mean, I've had it the whole time, but I decided to start wearing it. Anyway, thanks, Lynn, for the necklace. It's beautiful. I love it. Anyway, um, so, we're on lockdown. I don't know about lockdown, but we're supposed to stay home, not do too much stuff. And I believe that this thing is, I've heard from different people, it's targeting certain people, um, and I believe it. Stars and stuff like that, I believe it. I believe it because I believe that Hollywood is a place of corruption. The Hollywood is like a wood they use to create like magical spells. You know what I mean? So that's what they named it after. You know how I am. I've been studying this for maybe 5, 6 years. Plus, I've been part of Hollywood, like the fan part forever, right? Like the rest of us. And then I started realizing, oh, they're doing this, and they're trying to, include all this trans stuff, and turn people around. Let's say if they made everybody, let's say everybody in the movies that there's a guy is a girl and there's a girl is a guy, and then they get us to accept that being gay, I mean, not gay, gay is fine or whatever, even transvestite's fine, everything's fine. Whatever you want to be is fine. But if they're going to prop it up in front of us and not tell us the truth of what's going on, then they're just trying to like trick our minds into believing, oh, that guy is really good looking, but it's actually a girl who's good looking, and supposedly that somehow actually makes us contribute to the whole thing by desiring something that we didn't necessarily desire. You can desire it, but let's say if you like a girl and they're making it dress up like a guy, right? But you like the girl, but you don't like the guy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they're just trying to cause a lot of confusion, and that's where confusion is. That's where evil lies. Right? We know that. And so, I mean, I just felt like I had to give my 2 cents or whatever. You know, there's Project Mockingbird. I might have said that already, right? Right? It's the whole plan to like the media, the whole media, newspapers, books, everything you've read is meant to somehow control our mind, like not to help us become free. You know, they even like they changed the Bible to not make us become free. Somebody was talking about the Gospel of Thomas today, and I purchased that last year or something because it's cool to have things like that. And you know, they were talking about how the way that we're supposed to ask for things and the way they changed it in the Bible, telling us that we should ask in somebody's name, but we're not supposed to ask that way. We're supposed to ask a different way. And you know what I mean? We're just been led in so many wrong directions. Things that we're not even supposed to know about, we're like studying about. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just feel like I'd get online. I don't want people to be all scared, but it is scary. You know what I mean? If you're one of those people like me who's been studying like the maps they were making and the zones, and you know, if you saw these things that had these weird coffins that they had, and you know, it's very scary. But then I'm one of those people who has to keep a certain attitude. I know certain things are lies, so I don't know, we have more control than we like to believe. Okay? We have more control than we like to believe. So I am at home. I meditate, but I meditate anyway. But I'm trying to meditate every day. Keep my spirits up. Keep people around me understanding how many times we've been tricked and fooled. Like, okay, when I was a kid or 18 and I had AIDS test for the first time, okay, I was freaked out. I was so scared. I thought I was going to die. And they get us to have lots of sex with lots of people. And then they get us to be so scared that we're all going to die. See, with this other disease now, it's not so much with the AIDS. It was different because it was like gay people or people having a lot of sex or people doing drugs or whatever, right? So because it was only certain maybe babies that got born to somebody that. Now it's like anybody can get this, right? So they wanted to make sure everybody's covered. Like, oh, everybody can get it, not just this person or that. I mean, of course, it is like if you hear like they're talking about it in Italy, it's like mostly people of like over the age of 70 getting it. That those are the ones that are passing away, or people that already a combination of older and have already had a disease, like already have a pre-existing condition. They're just trying to lock us all down because they have different motives. That we're not all going to get sick. They're trying. It's either a test or it's an actual thing. It's probably a little bit of both. And I mean, obviously, an actual thing. We're all not at work. We're at home. Uh, you know, they've told us this and that. They've told us we're all, we can't leave. We can't do anything. I, and they're just gonna make it go worse and worse. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I don't know if this is a test for something worse. I don't know. I don't know. I do know that they have lied to us like over and over. Our whole school system is a lie. Our whole reason we go to work, the whole slave system, it's all lies. The taxes, we're not even supposed to pay taxes. That's all lies. And then you pay them and everything, and then you still drive down the road and your freaking tire gets stuck in a pothole because they're not even using, they're trafficking children. Since I was a young kid, when 10 years old in the 70s, thinking about when I first time I heard, like on the milk boxes when it first started coming out, these kids are missing, right? Kids are going missing, missing, missing. There was like it was like 2,000 kids a day when I was a kid. When I was a kid, and I'm like, well, there's only 50 states, right? So I was 10 years old trying to figure out if there's only 50 states and there's 2,000 missing, then that's this many from each state, and you know what I mean? And guess how many years has that been? I'm talking that was in the 70s, 1970s. Okay, guys? That I've been thinking about these kids going missing. They have a whole thing. They're taking these kids. Like, Disney's like a whole, like, go. It's horrible. You know? It's just, ah. And we sit our kids in front of these movies, a TV. The whole thing is to create for them to take our minds and do what they want and then make us these zombie robots. That's why there's so many weird vampire shows. I think that's because they these people are all vampires and they like to show themselves, and then like we accept them all, and then they show themselves in real life that they're really vampires, like the guy that we think is a girl, and all the guys love her because they think she's a girl, but then she changes back to a guy, like, oh, I'm actually not a girl, I'm actually a guy. And then all the guys are like, wait, what, huh? Like, but they've already been desiring the person that they weren't supposed to desire, and they try to make it like everybody's okay to desire. You should desire who you want, but you shouldn't be convinced to desire somebody. You actually desire them just because that's what you are, not because you've watched so many movies about this and that, and now all of a sudden it's like, or you've been like so abused at home that all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, my dad was so horrible to me, now I only like women. Because I know a girl like that. I know a few people like that, or it's just sad, or if they hadn't grown up in a weird controlling mind screw sort of way, they wouldn't feel the same way. You know what I mean? So it's just, I'm kind of ranting, but I just don't. I want people to try to keep their spirits up. Um, you know, try to meditate if you can. There's little 10-minute videos that you can meditate for. I don't know, there's probably 5-minute videos. You can do Reiki online. Reiki is like something, and you can see if it helps you. You know what I mean? Like, you could just sit there and listen to it, and it helps with stress or fear, or maybe if you're trying to become more like familiar with yourself, like if like, I wonder why I picked my ex-husband as a husband even though I didn't really like him, or like why I decided to marry somebody that I didn't really like. Like, maybe you can find out more things like, why would you choose people that you don't really enjoy to be around, and just things like that. I don't know. Learn about yourself, learn about the world. There's lots of lies, so try to find out some of your own truths. Hopefully this video will be a good one, and peace and wholeness from your coppernosis. Stay safe.